NATO, Putin, the European Union, Russia, Ukraine. These have been the recent hot topics, and it is certainly not for the best of reasons when war, invasion, and chaos continues to impact big nations around the world. But very often, people forget about what happens to countries post war, particularly the economical aftermath. So, let's dive in to the not so awesome effects of war. The cost of war is high. Besides the real human cost, war causes inflation, uncertainty, shortages, debt, economic disruptions, among many other things. Let's acknowledge the hidden yet felt trauma of people caught in the middle of interpersonal violence and a massively affected economy. A huge misconception about war is that it is beneficial for businesses as it can create demand, employment, innovation, and profit. This can easily be masked by unavailable data on loss of life and destruction of physical and human capital. Instead of building bombs and rebuilding destroyed towns, the money could have been used to improve education or healthcare. Simply put, spending money on war increases demand, but it also represents a great opportunity cost. Countries suffering from war underperform in terms of production and consumption, significantly decreasing the labor force and the productivity of a country. A lack of new investments and reduced gains from both external and internal trade produces a shaken confidence in the financial system. Inflation, a common impact from war, leads to a loss of people's saving and a rise in uncertainty. Countries start to print more money, thus declining the value of the currency. High inflation hits middle-income savers the most as they saw their value get wiped out. Rampant government spending coupled with a shortage of workers pushing the economy to run at a maximum push the economy to hyperinflation. Next up is unstable oil prices. Take a look back at the Gulf War in 1990. The price of an oil barrel rose from $21 in July to a post-invasion peak of $46 mid-October. More recently, the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine led to a rise in gas and oil prices, which will lead to a higher global estimate in prices for fuel facing major economic sanctions. Russia will use its position as a major supplier of oil and gas to reduce the supply and put upward pressure on gas prices. Now, the psychological costs. While the economic toll of war is pretty possible and realistic to estimate and measure, it is nearly impossible to determine the psychological costs of war. Pain of death, suffering, fear, and disability. Armed conflict can leave soldiers and civilians alike with deep traumas for the rest of their lives. Today, post-traumatic stress disorder is more widely acknowledged and accepted, and there's even been treatment leaps with the aid of VR technology and even psychedelic drug treatments, but determining the psychological cost of war is next to impossible. Though it is safe to say the cost is extremely steep. Finally, economical aftermath of war. War inevitably leads to a legacy of debt, increased public debt, and an army of demobilized soldiers who now have to find another way in life. After World War I, Germany's economy was ravaged both by the conflict and demands for reparation payments to fight off the struggle. Germany resorted to printing more money, which led to, more inflation. And this internal discord sowed the seeds for political extremism and hence Hitler and World War II. Let's talk about Russia's economy today. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has prompted major financial sanctions against Russia, which severely impacted the economy. The stock exchange closed the largest bank in Russia, Sberbank, limited cash withdrawals from their customers to $20. The ruble fell by around 30% to records low after the sanctions. With such drastic changes in the Russian economy, the worst is yet to come, especially those who are ill-equipped financially for a severely affected economy. As always, here is an additional gift to all you dedicated viewers out there. Do you know the most devastating war that could possibly happen? A war of attrition. It's where both sides try to outlast the other in terms of manpower, supplies, and other military resources. If it gets to this point, we can guarantee that even if you outlast your enemy, there is no winner. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I love reading lots of different books, which is what got me into YouTube. I create videos on the books I've read, so if you hate reading, you can just watch and listen to my videos through the comfort of your device while still gaining all the knowledge you need to maximize your life. I appreciate you, and just remember to stay awesome.